Hey everyone, Geek37 back with another video, and this is part 23 in my Exploring the Heptagonal Triangles series. And what I want to do is I'm going to do an identity where we have two inside the parentheses of each one. We're doubling the angle that's there. So I'm going to call this a doubling identity for this video and the next couple. And what I want to do is I want to do the secant version of this. So here is what happens. We have the secant of 2 times pi over 7 plus secant times 2 pi of 2 pi over 7 plus secant of 2 times 4 pi over 7. So if we were to write that out, we would get the secant of 2 pi over 7 plus the secant of 4 pi over 7 plus the secant of 8 pi over 7. Now the thing is, because of that 8 pi over 7, that is greater than pi, so that puts that ratio into the third quadrant. And the thing about secant is the secant of any given angle is equivalent to 1 over cosine of that angle, as you will see here in a second when I write this out. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to rewrite this in such a way that the 8 pi over 7 becomes something that we've dealt with before. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the positive above into a negative, and I'm going to write this as the secant of pi over 7. And the reason is pi over 7, or excuse me, 8 pi over 7 is pi plus pi over 7, which is why I wrote it over here. So as you can see, we'll have 1 over b over 2a, which you remember is the cosine of pi over 7 that I proved in another video. So if we invert that, it'll be 2a over b, just like so there. But because it's in the third quadrant, we have to negate it. So it's going to be negative 2a over b. Now, if you remember before, the secant of 2 pi over 7, I won't show this, but it's equivalent to 1 over 2 pi over 7, so that'll become 2b over c, just like so there. So I'm going to replace this with 2b over c. And the secant of 4 pi over 7, well, the thing is, the secant of 4 pi over 7 puts that in the second quadrant. And remember, like I said, that's 1 over cosine. Cosine in the second quadrant is negative, so secant must also be negative. So what will happen is that will become negative 2c over a. So that is what we get over here on the left side. What will happen is I will factor out the 2. We'll get b minus c, or b over c minus c over a, minus a over b, just like so here. And we just have a series of simple ratios we have to reduce down. So we'll get a b minus c squared over ac, which is the common denominator for the first two fractions, minus a over b. And what happens is that part will reduce down to negative b squared over ac. And then, of course, we will subtract a b from that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a negative from the parentheses, so I'll get negative 2, and then we will get b squared over ac plus ab. Now, of course, the thing is, ab minus c squared is a rearrangement of a Ptolemaic identity so that we have negative b squared. Now, b squared's Ptolemaic identity is going to be a times the quantity c plus a all over ac plus ab here. The reason I did that is so I can cancel the a's here. And what will happen is we will get c plus a over c plus ab, just like so here. And I will move up here because of space constraints, what will happen is we will get -2. And in parentheses, because of the c plus a, I get c over c, so I'll get 1 plus c over a plus a over b. We'll find the common denominator on the two fractions in here, so we'll get 1 plus bc over a squared plus ab. Again, we have a Ptolemean identity, and what happens is we'll get 1 oh, my bad, I have that backwards. See, got to be careful when you do these because you may make a mistake here. So what happens is we get a over c plus a over b, so common denominator, so we'll get ab plus ac over bc, and of course ab plus ac is another Ptolemean identity, and that's bc. So bc over bc, that'll reduce down to -2 times the quantity 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. -2 times 2 is equal to -4. So therefore, our doubling identity, secant of 2 times pi over 7 plus the secant of 2 times 2 pi over 7 plus the secant of 2 times 4 pi over 7 will equal -4. And I wanted to show you that identity today. There's a couple more that I'm going to do in the next 2 videos, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed making it. This is Geek37 signing off.